Grameen Ayurvedic Medical College, Terdal, Department of Rachana Sharira presents Anatomy of Esophagus Part 2. Myself, Dr. Shrikant Vislawat, Assistant Professor. In this video, I am going to explain parts of the esophagus with the relations, microscopic structure of esophagus and neurovascular supply with the clinical anatomy of esophagus. Parts of esophagus. Based on location and structure related to it, esophagus is divided into three parts: cervical part, thoracic part and abdominal part. Cervical part. It is 4 cm in length and extends from the lower border of the cricoid cartilage to the superior border of manubrium sterni. It begins in midline but inclines slightly to the left as it descends. Relations of the cervical part of esophagus. Anteriorly, it is related to the trachea and recurrent laryngeal nerve. Posteriorly, it is related to the prevertebral fascia, longus colli muscle and vertebral column. Here, the prevertebral layer of the deep cervical fascia forms a movable base on which the trachea and esophagus move up and down during swallowing and phonation. On each side, esophagus is related to the lobe of thyroid gland, common carotid artery and thoracic duct on the left side. Next is thoracic part. It is 20 cm in length. It extends from the superior border of manubrium sterni to the esophageal opening of the diaphragm. Anteriorly, esophagus is related with the structures of the thoracic cavity. These structures from above downwards are trachea, arch of aorta, right pulmonary artery, left principal bronchus, left atrium enclosed in the pericardium and diaphragm. Posteriorly, esophagus is related with the vertebral column, right posterior intercostal arteries, thoracic duct, azygous vein, hemiazygous vein at terminal parts and descending thoracic aorta. The structures related to the right side of the esophagus are right lung and pleura, azygous vein and right vagus nerve. To the left of the esophagus, the structures related are arch of aorta, left subclavian artery, thoracic duct, left lung and pleura, left recurrent laryngeal nerve and descending thoracic aorta. In the aperture of the diaphragm, where the esophagus is passing from thoracic cavity to the abdominal cavity, here esophagus is anteriorly related with the left vagus nerve and posteriorly it is related with the right vagus nerve. The third part of the esophagus is abdominal part. It is 1 to 2 cm in length, extends from esophageal opening in the diaphragm to the cardiac end of the stomach. Anteriorly, it is related with the posterior surface of the left lobe of liver and left gastric nerve. Posteriorly, esophagus in this abdominal part related with the left crus of diaphragm and right gastric nerve. Abdominal part of the esophagus is the only part where it is covered with the peritoneum. Microscopic structure of esophagus. Histologically, the esophageal tube is made up of 4 layers. From within outwards, these are mucosa, submucosa, muscular layer and fibrous membrane. The mucosa composed with 3 components: epithelium, lamina propria muscularis mucosa. The epithelium of mucosa is lined by stratified squamous and non-keratinized epithelium. The lamina propria contains esophageal glands at cardiac end. The third component is muscularis mucosa. It is very thick and made up of only longitudinal layer of smooth muscle fibers. Submucosa. It contains mucous esophageal glands. Muscular layer. In upper one third of the esophagus, it presents skeletal muscle. In middle one third of esophagus, it shows both skeletal and smooth muscles. In the lower one third of the esophagus, only the smooth muscle fibers are present. The last layer is fibrous membrane are called adventitia. It consists of dense connective tissue with many elastic fibers. Neurovascular supply of the esophagus. In that, arterial supply. The cervical part of the esophagus is supplied by the inferior thyroid arteries. The thoracic part is by the esophageal branch of descending thoracic aorta and bronchial arteries. The abdominal part of the esophagus is supplied by the esophageal branches from left gastric artery and left inferior phrenic artery. Next, venous drainage. Cervical part of the esophagus is drained by inferior thyroid veins. Thoracic part is drained by azygous and hemiazygous veins. Abdominal part of the esophagus is drained by the two venous channels. One is hemiazygous vein, which is a tributary of inferior vena cava, and second one is left gastric vein, which is a tributary of portal vein. Because of this, abdominal part of the esophagus is the site of portocaval anastomosis. Lymphatic drainage. From cervical part, the lymph is drained into deep cervical lymph nodes. From the thoracic part, the lymph is drained into posterior mediastinal lymph nodes, and from the abdominal part, the lymph is drained into left gastric lymph nodes. Nerve supply of esophagus. The esophagus is supplied by both parasympathetic and sympathetic fibers. The parasympathetic fibers are derived from recurrent laryngeal nerves and esophageal plexus formed by vagus nerves. They provide sensory, motor and secretomotor supply to the esophagus. The sympathetic fibers are derived from 5th thoracic spinal segment to 9th thoracic spinal segments. These are sensory and vasomotor in function. Clinical anatomy of esophagus. Number 1. Esophageal varices. The lower end of the esophagus is one of the important site of portocaval anastomosis. In the portal hypertension, due to the cirrhosis of the liver, there is back pressure in portal circulation. As a result, the collateral channels of the portocaval anastomosis not only open up but become dilated and tortuous to form the esophageal varices. The ruptured esophageal varices causes hematemesis or vomiting of blood. Referred pain of esophagus. Esophageal pain is referred to the lower thoracic region and epigastric regions of the abdomen, because the pain sensation are carried by the sympathetic fibers to the 4th thoracic segment and 5th thoracic spinal segments. The radiological examination of the esophagus is done by the barium swallow to detect enlargement of the left atrium due to mitral stenosis and esophageal strictures and carcinoma and achalasia cardia. Next clinical condition is achalasia cardia. It is a clinical condition in which sphincter at the lower end of the esophagus is failed to relax when the food is swallowed. Because of this, food will accumulate in the esophagus and its regurgitation occurs. Next clinical condition is dysphagia or difficulty in swallowing. It occurs due to compression of the esophagus from outside by aortic arch aneurysm or enlargement of lymph nodes or abnormal right subclavian artery which is passing posterior to the esophagus. Narrowing of lumen of esophagus due to strictures or carcinoma also causes dysphagia. The malignant tumors of the esophagus are most commonly occurs in the lower one-third of the esophagus. Clinical significance of esophageal constrictions, because these are the sites where swallowed foreign bodies may stuck in the esophagus, or these are the sites where the strictures develop after ingestion of the caustic substance. While passing the esophagoscope or gastric tube, the clinician may get difficult to pass at these sites. Esophagoscopy, it is a procedure in which interior of the esophagus can be examined in vivo. This procedure helps to obtain the tissue biopsy or removal of the swallowed foreign bodies. These are the clinical cases related with the esophagus. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe Gramina Ayurvedic Medical College, Terdal YouTube channel.